secret but tied down. Many firstborns in the Bible did not fulfill their destiny, beginning with God's firstborn. Adam was the firstborn of God. He was driven out of God's presence. He was driven out of God's care. He was driven out of God's provision, out of God's protection, out of God's supervision. The firstborn of God, Adam, he was driven out of the Garden of Eden. He was driven out of God's presence, out of God's care, out of God's provision, out of God's protection, out of God's supervision. The firstborn of Adam became a murderer by the name of Cain. My God. Hey! He left the presence of God after they sacrificed with his brother Abel, and his sacrifice found more favor with God. He was driven out of God's presence. He wandered eastward to the garden. Can you imagine? The firstborn of Adam, Cain, became a murderer. The firstborn of Abraham by the name of Ishmael never succeeded. Isaac also had a firstborn by the name of Esau. This was also Abraham's son. Isaac's firstborn by the name of Esau, he never also succeeded. It was Jacob that succeeded. Jacob's firstborn by the name of Reuben also never succeeded. Somebody say it's an error.
It is an error.
Joseph's firstborn by the name of Manasseh also followed suit and never succeeded, and the pattern continued. Even when it came to Jesse, the father to David, his firstborn was Eliab. He also did not succeed. Only his lastborn by the name of David succeeded. Look at David's firstborn by the name of Ammon. He also did not succeed. Instead, it was his youngest son Solomon that also succeeded. Somebody said the failures of the firstborn.